It's a trifle warm, isn't it? I think it's all that hot air blowing over from Westminster. I'd just like to say that if Mr. Wedgwood Benn, the new Minister for Energy, is watching, could I have some, please? I was going to show you an incredible miracle this afternoon with 52 giant cards like this, but I felt I couldn't take the weight. So instead, I'd like to show you something rather clever with just 3 of these. There's the Ace of Diamonds, the Ace of Hearts, and the Ace of Spades. Now, this is a sort of audience test. It's to see if you're paying attention, you see. So I want, because we have to test you out, and then if you're no good, we have to turn you out and get another lot in there. So I want you all to remember Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Hearts, and Ace of Spades. Got that? Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Hearts, and Ace of Spades. Is that all right? Good. Now, I've got a little Chinese mat here, and there's absolutely nothing there, just an empty Chinese mat. And I am going to wrap the 3 cards inside the mat. Now, you remember the 3 cards, don't you? Ace of Spades, Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Hearts. You remember that, don't you? Right? So if I take the Ace of Spades out, what have we got left? The... There you go. You are quick. All right. Now, I'll slide out the Ace of Hearts, and what does that leave us with? The Ace of Diamonds? Yes, actually no, because it's nothing at all. It's completely disappeared, you see. Isn't that marvellous? Isn't that marvellous? What do you think of it so far? Ah, you've seen it before. Well, now, you see. Now, that is typical of the British public, you see. Quick to make a decision, but they'll stand for the 3-card trick. Marvellous, isn't it? You're going to be all right. You can stay. Now, a lot of people say that when you listen to music, to enjoy it properly, you should have your eyes closed. But that's a lot of nonsense. And I know you're going to agree when you see my first guest. She is that beautiful singing star, Wilma Reddy. You're looking gorgeous, as always.
Oh, I feel marvellous.
Thank you for joining me, Wilma. We've never worked together in all these years, well, all my years, anyway. You're an Australian, aren't you?
Yes, actually, I'm Polynesian descent, but I was born in Australia.
You were? And you live here now?
Yes, I'm living in London.
Doing clubs and cabarets?
Yes, all over the country.
Knocking them for 6 and bowling them over?
Ah, we try.
She does very well at it, too. Will you help me with a little magic?
I'd love to.
Good. Now, this involves a bottle, well, a decanter of brandy.
Real brandy?
Well, would I offer you anything less than real brandy? Honestly, no. As a matter of fact, this stuff is nearly as strong as gripe water. Yeah, when you think about it, no wonder babies have hiccups. They can't walk straight till they're 3. I need a little extra help with this. We need a fella, Wilma. Now, you'll be better at picking them out than me, I would say. Can you see anybody you like to look up?
Yes, look, I think
he's half out of his seat already. I don't blame him. Will you come over here? Nice to meet you. Roy. So, Roy, may I introduce
Roy.
Wilma Roy, not a put-up job. Roy is from the audience, correct, Roy?
It is, yes.
And I noticed you didn't hesitate. You were out like a flash and...
I think it's lovely.
Well, it's normal. Right. Now, thank you very much for coming out to help. I wanted to show you something I think will interest you, Roy, and intrigue you a bit. I've got a strange-looking frame here. Don't be put off by the strange appearance. It has a hole right the way through there and an oval in the middle there. And this, by some curious chance, is exactly the shape of Wilma's middle. I can prove that by slipping it around her like that. Now, Roy, I'm going to just clip that thing closed at the front to hold it steady, and Wilma will hold it in front of her, or round her, by the 2 handles, like that. Is that okay? Now, here I've got a steel rod, right? And I'm going to just rest this. If you'd stand about where you are, you'll find that. I'm going to rest this in the front, like that, and then I'm going to put a little pressure. You have to brace yourself a little bit, Wilma,
David,
because
be
this
careful.
could... Yes, I am going to be very careful. Push, just resist a bit, and here we go. Is that out the other? Would you go around and grab that brandy glass? Would you pass me that funnel first, Roy? Go and stand at the back. That's it. Pass me the funnel, and perhaps the decanter as well. We'll pop that in there. You lean back a bit, and hold that brandy glass under the tube at the back there for me with your left hand, and they can see what's happening. That's it. Now, make sure you keep it, because it's an expensive carpet, and I'll pour this in here. Have you got it, Roy?
Yes.
Are we making contact? Yes. We are? Right. So, we're all right. You could put that down on the counter, if you will now, please, Roy, while I pull this out and try and get Wilma back to some sort of shape.
In one piece, I hope.
Yeah, in one piece. There's the rod, and there's the frame. We'll unclip it like this. You step on. And whatever you do, on the way home, well, promise me you won't get breathalyzed, will you?
Oh, I'll try very hard.
It's happening to all sorts of people, even High Court judges these days. Thanks, Roy. Stay with me for a second while I introduce my first guest magician. You've worked on the continent a lot, of course.
Yes, I travel over there quite often.
Right, you probably know him because he is very popular in Paris. He has a magic show. He's very versatile, and he has his own company. And so from Paris, here is the Jan Mad Show. Right. Mademoiselle Chantal, Jan, and Danielle, je vous remercie mille fois.
Merci, Monsieur Nixon.
C'est formidable. Yeah? I think, yeah, formidable. We have a little break now while I try and work out what I've just been saying. Thank you very much. Don't go away. See you in a minute. Very I'm going to try and show you something that I hope you'll find intriguing. This gentleman here, about 3 seconds ago, I said to him, does that ring come off? Now, don't take it off for a moment, sir. But up until that moment, word of honor, did you know that I was going to pick on you?
Certainly not. Oh, no.
And you don't mind?
No, no, no.
It's awfully kind of you. Now, the ring does come off. It's very distinctive looking. Don't take it off now, sir. Could I ask you to come and help me out here? Oh. Thanks, ever so much. You see, you were settled down there. You thought you were going to be left alone, didn't you? Yes. Now, would you show it to the camera here? Now, this is a very distinctive signet ring.
It is.
And this is obviously something you're very proud of, sir.
It is.
And I'm going to borrow it in a minute, if I may, if you don't mind taking it off. You told me just now you didn't mind
That's quite correct.
during the break. So, and I'll be careful, obviously. You know I don't play practical jokes, all right? I'm insured anyway.
Oh, yeah, good.
Would you come, may I know your name, sir? Would you come
Arthur.
with me? Arthur, can I call you Arthur?
You can.
Saves a lot of trouble, doesn't it? Well, come over here and make yourself... It's much cooler out here, Arthur. If you find your way up the steps there and have a seat on the stool. And thank you very much, Arthur. Plonk yourself down there. Now, for the first time, I would like you, sir, to take off that signet ring. And I do give you my word that this is original, and I've never touched it or tampered with it before. Will you take it off for me, please, Arthur? Now, I've got a few matchboxes in this brown paper bag while you're struggling. Have we got a hacksaw, please? Props? Oh, I shouldn't have asked you. Oh, that's awfully kind. No, don't let me touch it. Hang on to it for a moment. Now, I've got a bunch of matchboxes here. Now, let me just show you that all of these matchboxes contain a curtain ring. There they are, and a piece of cotton wool. A curtain ring, a cheap old curtain ring, all of them. All right, Arthur? And a bit of cotton wool, right? Nothing else but a curtain ring. So I will just mix them all up. I want you to pick any matchbox you like, just any one. Pick one out. Will you open it and take out the curtain ring? Put the curtain ring in your pocket. That's a souvenir. We have no further use for it. To hell with the expense. And now you will see the reason for the cotton wool. I don't want to damage your ring. Will you put your ring inside the matchbox? Pop it into the matchbox and close the matchbox. Now that is your ring, and you'll know it again if you should ever see it again. Because I'm going to put it in with the others and shuffle them up a bit, you see, and turn them out on the counter so that now we don't know where your matchbox, where your ring is. It's in one of those, but it could be a curtain ring, could be your ring, couldn't it? Mm-hmm. Right, now, let's just mix them up a touch. I am going to try and divine the box with your ring in it. Would you please put one in my hand? I won't look at it. I just want you to pop one of those boxes into my hand, and I'll tell you whether your ring's in it. Definitely not in that one, no. Try again, because I'm very sensitive like this. I get the... would think not. No, not that one. I shouldn't think it's... No, it doesn't feel right. No, it doesn't feel right. Try it. Try another one. Keep going. And another. No, we're not getting there. We're not getting... No, let's see if I'm right so far. No, that's not right. That's not right. Curtain ring. See, curtain ring, curtain ring. No, none of those are right. No, it's got to be one of those two. Give me one of those, would you, Arthur? Could be. Not sure about that. Give me that one, would you? No, definitely not. No, curtain ring. Right, or must be in that one. Will you open that one? The one that we've left till last. And there's your... that's not supposed to... what's that? That looks like a piece of paper there. Would you take that piece of paper out? Take it out and open it up, and there's some writing on there. What does it say?
Nixon Airline, baggage check 16675.
Nixon Airline. It's a long time since I had one of those. I know what that's all about. There's a flight due at any moment, Arthur. There's a flight due absolutely now. If you'll stay where you are, because it might be dangerous for you to stand up. Can you see it coming over through the clouds up there?
Oh, yeah.
Watch it come right across the heads of these people. It's coming into land. Here it comes. Do you see that, Arthur? It's coming right across the audience. Will you take it on? Will you take it and unhook it? Thank you. And now, will you open that up? Don't let me touch it. Just turn towards that camera over here. Open up that matchbox. See what's inside. Look at it. Is that your ring? Are you absolutely sure it's your
Yes,
ring?
I put a little bit of fluff there.
You did? What? Oh, trying to catch me, eh? Well, take it out. Take it out. That's it. And that really is your signature ring.
That's his mine.
And I do thank you very much indeed for your help. It's most kind of you. Thank you so much. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, somebody else who travels a very great deal is a magical colleague of mine, and he comes from America, and he's got a very distinctive style, and his name is Frank Brents. Well, at least they can never say to you nothing up your sleeve, can they?
Oh, I didn't finish paying for it yet.
Thanks,
Oh,
sir.
by the way, while I'm here,
Yeah.
could you do me a favor?
Certainly, what's it?
When you pay me, I would like to get paid in dollars. Oh, green stuff, you know.
You've been reading the newspapers, haven't you? How do you get on with the English money, Frank?
Well, I understand the pounds,
Yeah.
but I still can't understand the ounces.
You got me confused. Come over here. Look, I'll try and sort it out. I'll show you a little mathematical puzzle with our English pound. All right? Now, Frank, I've got here 49 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right? Now, there are 49 there. There's no question of that. And I'm not going to take any away, Frank. I'm just going to move the sterling block a little by shifting that up to here. Nothing taken away, nothing added. I'm going to slide that one up to here and move this one up to here. Now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the bottom row. And I want to know what happened to the other pound.
I got it right here, man.
Frank Bremsley. Frank Bremsley. Thank you very much. Well, now, until a couple of years ago, my next guest was a school teacher in Bootle. And since then, he's stopped being a maths master and he's more of a mirth master now. So sit up, pay attention, and enjoy the unusual style of Tom O'Connor.
Ah, bless you and good evening. All the married men in the audience, have you ever sat and thought, what is a wife? A wife's a woman who wakes you up at 2:30 in the morning with a kick in the ribs and says, I can't sleep, can you? Huh? There's noises downstairs, there's a burglar, go and sort him out. I don't think I'll bother. When I married you, I thought you were brave. So did everybody else. You're getting out of bed in the middle of the night. You think, I better put my trousers on in case I have to chase him in the street. And I better put my shoes on in case I step on glass. And I'll have to have something to hit him with. So you're creeping down the stairs with a bottle of scent in your hand. And you think, what happens if there's 2 of them? So you've made a plan, and you're shouting, all right, Jimmy, you and Harry stay there. The other 4, shin down outside and wait for him. And she's shouting, who are you talking to? There's only us here. It's not just at home that they're a menace. I mean, what about when you go out shopping? Now, you've had it, men. Marks and Sparks, ladies' lingerie department. She's gone in for underwear, and she's holding it up. What about this? Yeah, I get that. That's great. Or worse still, if she sends you out shopping on your own. The supermarket with a list. Because wives never write things in order. They don't, do they? You can walk miles round that shop. And if you ask anyone, you get the height of abuse. Where's the tide? Waiting for it to come in, son. And the awkward one, the meat counter. Because behind every meat counter in every supermarket, there is a smart aleck. It's his job to deal with the tricky customers. Like the woman who came in and said, hey, that leg of lamb I got the other day, it was like that. When it come out the oven, it was like that. He said, I had the same trouble with a sweater, you know. When I washed it, it shrunk. Must have come off the same sheep, eh? You try reading your list to that man and he destroys you. 2 ounces of boiled ham. Any invitations to the party, pal? 3 chops, and can you cut the fat off? They don't peel the bananas before they weigh them, you know, mate. And you think this is bad? What about when there's illness in the family? Now, all you ladies, I don't know what it is, but when you go to a doctor's surgery, you change. You talk rubbish, and you do. Can you do something with his face? He's had it a while and it's spreading. He's having trouble with his head. It's been on and off all week. It's no wonder that Doctors are becoming as daft as they are. I mean, you go to a doctor, you're obviously sick, and he says, "How are you?" And you say, "Oh, fine." "How are you, doctor?" And he says, "I've got this pain, I don't know what it is." And the advice he gives you, go home, drink 10 pints of water, and stay in bed. Or worse still, he says, "Hospital." And you think, hospital doomed, that's me, finished. Because you've seen those operations on telly. You know those surgeons only wear a mask so you won't recognize them afterwards. So, of course, the morning of the hospital visit, you're panicking, so you won't get out of bed. You're lying there shouting to the wife, "Ring the hospital up and tell them I'm sick." And she says, "You get down to that hospital, there's nothing wrong with you." You get there, and the nurse is no help, is she? "Take all your clothes off, we want to look at your eyes." They put you in a room full of nutcases. One fella, covered in plaster, head to foot. The bloke next to him said, "What happened to you?" He said, "A crate fell on my hand." He said, "Is that all?" He said, "I was scratching my head at the time." There's another fella, swathed in bandages, covered in bandages head to foot, got his eye in a sling. The nurse said, "What's your problem?" He said, "Well, for 40 years I've been a rent man, and this week is the first time I've managed to get the rent of every house in one street. And I was just doing a lap of honour when I got mugged." The worst part of hospital, I reckon, has got to be when the visitors come. Now, what are you girls like organising hospital visits? "Gonna see Jack, not well. Ah, Mary's coming, bringing her husband. My mum's coming, cheer him up." Jack is sitting up in hospital. He's so well, he's eating his own grapes. There is not a thing wrong with Jack till the women come in and they start it, don't they? They go right up to his bedside and they say, "Hello, Jack." "Same bed my dad died in, love." And they're having an effect on the kids now. Have you noticed how modern kids would anger you? Now, they really would anger you, wouldn't they? Like the mother in the butcher's with the little lad. She said, "Can I have some of them scraps for the dog?" And the kid said, "Oh, goody, we're getting a dog."
Tom O'Connor, ladies and gentlemen, you really were a maths teacher, were you?
I was indeed, yes.
Fascinating. And, Tom, I do wish you, continued enormous success in the business, obviously. And dare I beg a little of your assistance here? What I really want is your seal of approval on a mathematical idea I have for solving this problem of inflation. And could be worth a quid or two to you as well. Now, Tom, if you want to try this out, have you got one of these?
I've got one of those, yes.
They gave you one.
I have, yeah.
Good. Now, if you want to try this out, Tom, and I want you to imagine that as a schoolmaster, I want you to imagine that you have £100 capital.
Well, as a schoolmaster, that's very hard to imagine, but you could probably borrow it off a pupil, I would think.
Right. You've borrowed it off a pupil. Now, this is what you do, Tom. First of all, you pay, on Monday, you pay the £100 in, okay,
Right.
for a current account. And then on Tuesday, you withdraw, so I'll put W for withdraw. You take out £40. Now, I'll put credit over here, and would you write under there, what does that leave you with?
That'll leave us 60.
You see, he wasn't fooling, he really was a maths teacher. Right, and now on Wednesday, you draw out £30 of the 60, what does that leave you?
That leaves us 30 again.
That's great. And then Thursday, you draw out £10, leaves you, what?
That's 20.
20. And Friday, I draw out the £20, leaves nothing.
Nothing. Right.
All right, correct? So, I've withdrawn 40, 70, 80, 90, 100, and my credit is 60, 90, 110. So, I save the £10, put the £100 back and start again next week. All right?
Well, if my bank manager's watching, to save all the paperwork, if I just come every Friday and you just give me £10, how's that?
Your bank manager's just switched off.
I see.
And John, thank you again. While we're on the subject of figures that draw interest, what about that lovely artist, Wilma Redding? Wilma? Well, you know, the little bit of magic. This is where you kind of... The ticket, it's part of the... Didn't you read the small print? Oh, yes.
What are you going to do to me?
Oh, I've got... This one is very dangerous, but don't worry, because I've been doing it for years and I've never hurt myself once.
Yeah, well, what about me?
We've got you insured. You're all right, yes. Now, I want you to come over here, and I need a little help with this because it is difficult. So my very good magical colleague, Jan Mad, is going to help me. Jan Mad, come and say hello to Wilma. Thank you. That's enough. That's it. Now, I want you to come up here and make yourself at home on this couch here, Wilma, if you will. Put your feet up that end and rest your head back here like this. Just rest your head. Lovely. Don't get too comfy. That's the way. Now, a little fluence. And Daniel, may we have some atmosphere? That's marvelous. Pour me out another drop of atmosphere. Fine. Wilma? 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Jan. Come and join me over here, will you? My grateful thanks to Jan Mad and his company, and of course to Tom O'Connor and to Frank Brents. Frank, I hate to leave Wilma in limbo like that. Would you and I, do you think we could perhaps put a little fluence on and bring her back because she is so attractive? Wilma Redding, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you same time next week. Bye now.